Live from New York, it's Saturday night!
68 degrees tomorrow with just a touch of wind. Fuck the world, don't ask me for shit.
Dear Father Hurley,
My fellow Americans.
only 9 easy installments of $99.95. I promise you, you reap what you sow if you just plant your $10,000 seed.
You got to work hard for it.
And here's my final thought. Father O'Malley! And welcome back to our original programming. It's the Real Rush! Bang your head to the opening riff! Hey there, movie fans. This is J-Dub here with the Real Rush. And thank you for tuning in to episode 8 here on YouTube. This is the correct episode 8 instead of last week's episode, which was episode 7, which I started off as saying was episode 8, which is also last week. Episode 7 was also the episode where I kept calling the fucking movie Wild Life, Wildfire. But you can see where I was coming in with my mistake, because the movie is essentially, the underlying plot line is about wildfires. So it's not like I just went some off-ramp shit and, called it like, I don't know, a Whopper with cheese or something like that. I don't know. Just plucking something out my mind. But Wildlife, I do apologize to Paul Dano and the crew of that amazing movie. The name of the movie is Wildlife. But hey, that's episode 7. Shit. We on episode 8. Episode 8. Here tonight. Here today. Here this afternoon. Whenever you may be watching this. If you're watching this tomorrow, in the past, am I gonna blow your mind? I don't know. I don't really think that I say any mind-blowing things here on the Real Rush. I mean, if I happen to, you can comment below and let me know, and I'll give you a little blue thumb and a pink heart, and that's all about I have to offer right now, because, yeah, I mean, or like a $10 Oreo gift card or something. I don't know. But hey, I'm all about engagement. So, let me know if anything I say here on The Real Rush blows your mind, and we'll work something out from there. Anywho, let's get on down to brass tacks for this week's episode. Unfortunately, like I said last week, one of the movies that I was slated to review this weekend was The Front Runner, but that got removed from the schedule. I do apologize if you were looking forward to that review, but we should have that review for you next week, as it does seem to be hitting some pretty wide release in the upcoming days. And in the upcoming days is a big holiday week, so we'll get on down to that at the end of the episode. But let's get on to what we got through this weekend here at this episode. So we only had 3 movies this weekend, and I saw all 3 of them up in my hometown movie theater, Hoyt's. Yes, Regal Manassas 14, but I still call shit Hoyt's, because I worked there to some of that open, so I still call it Hoyt's. Hashtag, I still call it Hoyt's. I was supposed to see Fantastic Beasts 2 up at the Airbus, but we got a little bit of a nor'easter dusting here in Northern Virginia and the DC metropolitan area on Thursday. So even though the roads were, they were generally fine by the time I head out to the movie theater, I wasn't taking no chances, especially by the time that I head out. So unfortunately, that was the first new movie premiere Thursday night, or at least weekend-wise, that I've missed at the Airbus in quite some time, probably about 2 years or so. Yeah, give or take a few months here, so that's kind of a little bit of a downer. But the plus side is that I still made it out on a Thursday night, which means that I'm still holding on my streak of 96 Thursdays in a row. Hence, 96 weeks in a row going to the movie theater. But Thursday had been my only constant day in every week leading up to 96 weeks. Yet I digress. So through rain, sleet, and snow, 96 Thursdays in a row, son. So 3 movies. Película número uno. As I just stated a couple of seconds ago, Fantastic Beasts 2. Officially known as Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. And this is the next installment in J.K. Rowling's series of her Wizarding World universe. We have Redmayne, Eddie Redmayne, Catherine Waterston, Dan Fogler, Alison Sudol, Ezra Miller, and Johnny Depp, all reprising their roles from the first Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I love that movie. That movie made me cry. It's just such a beautiful movie, y'all. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. If you've seen any of the Wizarding World movies, you know what I'm talking about. Yet I digress. Well, not really digress, because I'm still on the same topic. So, But also adding to the cast, we have Zoe Kravitz stepping up into a role. And we also have, since it is still set in the Wizarding World of the universe, we have Jude Law as a younger Albus Dumbledore. If that didn't pique your interest enough. So, Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. Grindelwald! It takes place just a few months after the first movie. Grindelwald has escaped custody, and now it's up to Newt Scamander and the gang to stop his intentions, whatever they may be. Are they evil? Are they truly evil? Political undertones. I'm not going to go into all that, because I just came up with that. But given the way I just said that, Fantastic Beasts, to shorten it, we'll just say Fantastic Beasts 2. It is darker than the first. The first one is still better. Yeah, but I mean, with these kind of series, usually the second one, at least from the trend that I've noticed in most movie franchises, more or less is usually the weakest one of the series. So if that's any indication, then the next 3 movies that are slated for the Fantastic Beasts series should be pretty awesome. I think I gave the first one 8.6 when I originally reviewed it a couple years ago. I'd hit this one with probably like 7.4, maybe 7.5. So, still pretty good. I saw it in IMAX. Not 3D, unfortunately. Just regular IMAX. And that would have been the case if I had still seen it at the Airbus. The visual effects in it are pretty amazing. So that's the way that I suggest you see it. If you're already a fan of the series, you'll no doubt dig it. And if not, check out the first one, and check out this one, and see it in IMAX. Make sure you're seeing it in the highest resolution possible. We're going to preach on, preach on. Fantastic Beasts 2 in theaters everywhere now. Next up on Real Rush Tickets, Instant Family. Now this movie stars Mark Wahlberg and Rose Byrne, aka Marky Mark and Jackie O, as a couple who decide to go through the fostering process and adopt a teenager and her 2 younger siblings. This is a movie that is directed by Sean Anders, and it's inspired by the true story of his own life experiences. That very last part, I didn't know until just last night. Very interesting. So I didn't know that going into the movie, which the movie was already good when I walked out of it, and that little tidbit that I got last night just upped the ante even more. So walking out of it, it's such a sweet movie. It's such a sweet movie. It's a really good family dramedy. And I say dramedy, if you don't know the term, that is the portmanteau, I believe is the correct term, of comedy and dramedy. It made me laugh. It made me cry. It made me laugh because the humor in it is pretty on point, and it's very well done. And the crying part and the serious part, nonetheless, I should say, because it does tackle some real issues in the movie. So that being said, it is rated PG-13 for a reason, so keep that in mind before bringing the littler ones to this movie. Some of the language might be a little harsh, and some of the things that go on in the movie might be a little bit too harsher for the younger than 13 crowd. So it's actually a hardcore PG-13 family movie. Right. That's what I just said. But, nevertheless, being that kind of family movie, it's got its own age and above bracket, whatever. But it is ripe for the holiday season. So, definitely check out Instant Family. I loved it. It's getting other great reviews as well. And I don't think any of us are slipping up on that. So go check out Instant Family. And last but most certainly not least, on episode 8's Real Rush Ticket, Widows. This is about 4 career criminals who are killed during a botched job. And now it's up to the wives that they've left behind to pay off the indebted crime boss. And they're going to do this by pulling off a job that was left behind, the plans of which by one of the husbands that was killed during that botched heist. Yeah. If you haven't seen the trailer for this even, or any commercial, just from that alone, you want to see that shit? Yeah? Yeah, you do, don't you? Good, because it's a nicely done suspense thriller. It's gritty, it's heavy, it's hard hitting. It has some shades of, when I saw the trailer, it kind of reminded me of Set It Off. If anybody's seen that, that's a 1996 crime heist thriller. Jada Pinkett, Queen Latifah, Vivica Fox, John C. McGinley, Kimberly Elise. A whole bunch of people are in that movie. But that's a classic in its own right, yet I digress. And this movie, in its own right, pays a little bit of homage to Set It Off. It's completely different. This is actually based off of a 1983 old school British miniseries of the same name, which in turn inspired the director of this movie, Steve McQueen, to adapt the screenplay from said miniseries. He adapted the screenplay of this movie along with Gillian Flynn, who wrote the novel and the screenplay for Gone Girl a couple years ago, which was an outstanding movie. One of those movies that you watch once and you're good on that shit afterwards. You put all that together, and I haven't even gotten to the cast yet. So your cast, you got Viola Davis. She's still snotting crying in this shit, but she does it like nobody else can at this day and time. And she still holds it down. You got Viola Davis. You got Michelle Rodriguez. She's hardcore shit. You got Elizabeth Debicki. Beautiful. Mwah. You got Cynthia Erivo. New up-and-comer. She was also in Bad Times at the El Royale. Keep her on your radar. You got Colin Farrell doing his... what's he up to? What's he up to? You never know what that motherfucker's up to. You got Brian Tyree Henry up in the joint. A little bit of... some do-dirt shit. But the most do-dirt shit is by his brother, played by Daniel Kaluuya. God, homeboy is ruthless in Widows, y'all. Ruthless. So, if you seen Get Out, you saw him in Black Panther, and he was also in Sicario. He's been in a couple other movies since then. You see homeboy's range. It's off the freaking spectrum. Fucking ruthless, baby. Got Jackie Weaver up in it. You got Liam Neeson up in it. And you got Robert Duvall up in it, in a role that he says this line of dialogue about halfway or so through the movie that hit me in a way that just that line alone and his delivery of it made me want to nominate his ass for a Best Supporting Actor nomination. And that is not out of the... it wouldn't be that far out of the idea to do so, because there have been many people who have been nominated, and I can tell you, 3 people actually who have won an Academy Award in some type of performance category for holding a screen time of less than 20 minutes. That would be, let's see, we got Judi Dench, 8 minutes screen time, Beatrice Straight, 10 minutes screen time, and Anthony Hopkins, 16 minutes screen time. Further details, check your local library or Google, yo. So, Widows. Now you add all that into the mix, the cast and crew and everything. Widows is my pick of the week, 'cause it's dope, son. Widows. Go check that joint out. Good adult thriller. You know, You single? Go check it out. You got somebody? Go check it out. Good date movie. If you got somebody, you got kids. Everybody watch kids. Date night, yo. Widows. Check that joint out. So all three of those movies are what we got, ladies and gents. We got ourselves a wrap for episode 8. Survivor Series is on, if I'm reading that clock correctly, I am currently filming this at about 11:15 on Sunday night, November 17th, I believe it is. Is it the 17th? It's the 18th. Whoops. So it's 11:15, Sunday, November 18th. So that means Survivor Series and everything is over and done with. I haven't watched Survivor Series yet. That and or NXT TakeOver from last night. So, yeah. I'm about to go edit this while I watch them joints back to back. I have no idea how that's going to influence the outcome of this video, but I'm sure that it's going to be amazing nevertheless. And maybe that just sheer fact will blow your mind. Like I was saying at the beginning of this video. Mind blown, mind blown. Like a rolling stone. Everything will be over by the early morn. When I play some spoons and have me a breakfast hoedown. When I'm dead Cotton Eye Joe. Yo, fuck that song, man. No. 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 That's not happening. That's not happening. And maybe I'll make a special video on why that song sucks so much someday at some future point in time. But, hey. That's episode 8, y'all. Please be sure to tune in next week for episode 9, next weekend, where I will have the reviews for Ralph Breaks the Internet, which I'm personally stoked for because Wreck-It Ralph is my all-time favorite Pixar movie. And I saw that one in 3D. That was actually one of the first movies. I saw that movie. That was the first movie that I saw at the beginning of my first ever 4-movie-in-a-day marathon. And that was at 2 different theaters. That was back in 2012. I saw Wreck-It Ralph. What was it? Wreck-It Ralph, Flight, The Man with the Iron Fist, and Cloud Atlas. That was a crazy ass day. Maybe I'll have some historical retrospective video or something down the line. Yet I digress. Wreck-It Ralph 2, aka, or backwards, Ralph Breaks the Internet, aka Wreck-It Ralph 2. I had that review for you next weekend, along with Creed 2 and Robin Hood, or Robin Hood. We have Green Book, The Front Runner, hopefully, as it has been officially announced for a wide release. I saw it on pretty much every movie theater scheduled within the next couple of days. And At Eternity's Gate, if nobody's heard of that one, that is the new Vincent Van Gogh biopic with Willem Dafoe in the title character and playing the title character's role. And it looks to be a magnificent tour de force performance. Mr. Willem Dafoe. So in the meantime, ladies and gents, thank you for viewing. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Please don't be hesitant to type any questions or comments that you may have about my reviews or anything in the YouTube page amongst us. Be sure to keep on spreading the word of the Real Rush like love, everybody, ladies and gents. And in the meantime, please don't forget to follow your boy J-Dub on Instagram for my movie check-ins as they occur. That's at JDubChampion, hashtag The Real Rush. And until next weekend, y'all, or this weekend, whenever y'all may be seeing this, there might be a delay in time and delay in space and time continuum, time zone. Until episode 9, have fun, y'all. Love J-Dub. Enjoy yourselves at the movies. Remember, during the movies, keep these off, these shut. And aside from that, happy Thanksgiving, everybody! And we'll see you next weekend!